Warning, this video will completely spoil the first book in the Mortality Doctrine series, The Eye of Minds. If you haven't read it, read that book first. Computers. They're all around us. At our homes, in our schools, in our cars, and even on our wrists. But have you ever stopped to wonder what computers are? Well, computers are basically a bunch of little electrical signals bouncing around in wires. But on the most basic level, what are we? To start, we are our brains. And our brains are made of nerves. And nerves are basically tiny cells that send electrical signals to each other, which when you think about it, is just a bunch of electrical signals bouncing around. So if our brains and computers are made of the same thing, then how are we different? Right now, we can safely say that our brain is thousands of times more complex than any computer, but someday that might not be the case. What happens when computers get 1,000,000 times better, complex enough to be alive? In The Rule of Thoughts, James Dashner explores this idea through the eyes of Michael, who was once a computer program, or a tangent as they are known in the book, but is now human. James Dashner creates the VirtNet, a virtual reality world where anything is possible. But there's a catch. With your brain completely connected to the program, there's plenty of opportunities for hackers to mess with your mind. This book got me thinking, what makes our world more real than the VirtNet? As the character in the book said, when mankind can create a world that is so like our own, how can we ever know what's real or not real again? Technology is advancing rapidly. Not yet, but sometime soon, maybe in our lifetimes, we could create artificial intelligence capable of interacting with humans intelligently. I have a theory about virtual reality. We already have some kinds, like Google Cardboard and Oculus Rift, but those are still a long way away from entering into another world like you can in the book. What we need is a computer that you could implant into your spinal cord that would interface with your nerves so your brain would perceive anything the chip was programmed to show you. The chip could be accessed via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. Of course, you wouldn't want the chip to interfere with processes like breathing or beating your heart, so we would need to have it select which signals to block and which to ignore. If you think this sounds scary, I agree, but this could be a reality in our world. Some people have regained partial sight with the help of a camera and an implant in their brain. It won't be long before we can control all of the brain's inputs. Some of the subjects of this book are technology, loyalty, friendship, terrorism, and reality. You would like this book if you liked Ender's Game, The Matrix, Epic, or you like technology in general. This book has changed the way I look at the world. We might not be in the real world. We could be in a virtual reality right now. But how would we know? We wouldn't. I strongly recommend you read The Rule of Thoughts by James Dashner, the second book in the Mortality Doctrine series. The first book in this series is The Eye of Minds, and I recommend you read that book first.